Hi guys, welcome to my channel once again, and as you know my name is Ruby, and today in this video I am going to tell you a very important regarding this English. Okay, that means we have four aspects of spoken English, which means reading, writing, listening and speaking. If I talk about what is a major part of the and what is a major and what is the challenging of this spoken English, so that is speaking in English, right? And most of the people, they are rushing towards this speaking in English part, that is very difficult. So in this video I am going to tell you that how can be easy by using this four steps. Okay, so first I would say reading, right? So firstly you have to read a very flawless reading because reading, that is something in that you can be very perfect, and by using that step your tongue that would be very active and that would be very fresh. I'm not saying that you have to be accent of the American, no, just be Indian accent, and just be with your simple accent, whatever accent you have, don't try to change it. Otherwise if you try to change, so you know what will happen. Actually you won't be able to speak, and that would be lots of pressure in your mind, and most of the time you would say, oh my god, my accent is not good at all. So therefore don't focus on your accent. That is my first step. Don't focus on your accent, just read, and that should be very flawless reading. And second thing, that is I would say listening. Of course this is listening a very major part of it, because whenever you listen, just try to observe. And most of the time when you watch a movie, that should be only in English, and when you watch in English, so just try to observe, because observation, that is something by which you can improve very flawlessly. And once you just get indulged into, nobody is going to stop you. Just start listening, anything, but make sure that should be only in English. And when you listen, just don't listen only just, oh my god, I'm unable to understand. At least you are unable to understand, just try to observe that what are the words, what are the sentence structures by which they are using, and by using that they are speaking in English. Okay, and these were some two aspects. And third thing, major problem, and I would say a major, that is not a problem at all, yes, actually that is very important thing, which is writing. Because in speaking, I know you are shamed, you have a fear of being judged, that I am unable to speak in English, what will happen, right? But in writing, whatever that goes in your mind, you can write, and just write on daily basis. Because when you would write, so it is understood that your speaking level, that is also going to be a very perfect, or I would say very flawless. Because right now you are just doing listening, reading and writing, you are not speaking in English. So just for 1 week or 2 week, you can focus on these three things, and then after that just direct jump onto speaking in English. Because already whatever you feel and whatever that goes in around your mind, you have already written that, and you have at least some of the ideas. So just when you speak in English, okay, so just try to be calm, try to use a simple words, don't, no need to use a very, I would say, very hard vocabulary, because no one is going to judge you, and no one is going to say please use a hard vocabulary. Because you know, most of the time it happens everybody, it happens with everybody, and it has happened with me as well. Most of the time, actually I do not use this fancy word, and I do not use that difficult vocabulary. I use only the simple English that is very understandable. And most of the people, I would say, they don't focus on their word and the word structure, that what kind of structure they are using. They focus only because this is the tool of convey a message. English, that is a language, I would say, and that is skill as well. Once you have this skill, so you can convey your message. And when you convey your message, this message should be clear to the audience. That doesn't mean you just don't try to be over smart in front of the people, that I am using very means fashionable vocabulary and very hard vocabulary. What is the point when that person is unable to understand whom you are talking with? There is no point at all. Because something you would ask using very hard vocabulary, and that person is unable to understand, then what would you do? Of course you would just ending up using simple word. So therefore I'm saying that simple English and simple word just use. Don't try to be very perfect at it, because you must know the all the competitive exams they prepare, means most of the people they prepare for the very, I would say, competitive exam. So in the perspective of competitive exam, these grammars are very important. But to speak or casual conversation and to have a conversation over topic, we do not need to have a lots of vocabulary or I would say lots of structure. Just start with the simple sentences that I am using right now. You can also follow that and you can speak. And the last thing I would say that is very important, don't miss your opportunity to speak in English wherever you are right now. No matter you are in school, you are in college, wherever you are, just speak. And in English, means in school, I would say, when I was in school, right, so there were lots of function and that was only in English. Okay, that was only in English, but there was two type of function as well, Hindi and English. Everything we have a two substitution in our India. First thing we get each and everything in English, and second thing I would get each and everything in Hindi. But if you are trying to learn English, just try that everything should be in English, and just means talk over any topic and just talk a little bit, because one time what will happen when you go to the stage, so what will happen in that situation, you won't be able to speak English. That would be very embarrassing moment, and you would say, and you would feel a devastating right after coming back. But next time you would get again that chance to speak English when you go on the stage. So what will happen, you, at least to some extent, only 2-3 words you will be able to start English and you will be able to speak definitely. And third time what will happen, third time definitely will happen that at least you will be able to speak to some extent, not very flawless, not very perfect. And second scenario I would say, so in second scenario, first thing you have invited that please come to the stage and just speak. And in that situation, if you won't go, then what will happen? In that situation, that time you won't go, right? Because of the hesitation, because of your English is not perfect and not good, that's why you won't go. And then second time you again get a chance to come on the stage, and that time you would again don't go. And what will happen ultimately or eventually, it would become your habit and you would be habitual of not speaking English at all, because there would be a lot of frustration, or I would say low confidence and a lot of depression, not depression I would say, means stress, that what will happen. Okay, and just think in a way, if you try to do in a first scenario that I told already, once you go, no matter you will be, means you spoke or not, but at least you tried. And tried is the most important thing. Next time, of course, you will be able to speak, and third time definitely you would be. What will happen? And you can think whenever you whenever you get any chance to speak English. So I would say just think two scenarios. First scenario would say that what will happen and what is the worst thing? No one is going to kill me. What will happen means the worst thing could happen. I would go and I won't be able to speak. That would happen. And next scenario would say, if you don't go, definitely I will not be able to speak. So these are two scenarios. Before going anywhere, just think and just jump out of. No one is going to kill you. You have to just speak. This is just a language. You have to just convey your message. So that's it for today. I just wanted to tell you, my aim was making this video to encourage you. I hope you learned something. And if you found, actually I have done a lot of incorrection in this video. Okay, if you like this video, so please share, like, and do subscribe. And if you wanna new videos regarding this topic of English spoken, so please do comment as well, so that I would make lots of video regarding this, and I would be giving you some suggestions if you wanna relate it to the English grammar, everything I would come up with. Okay, so for today, bye, and keep learning and keep smiling.